He threw her out when she got pregnant, but she held a secret that could ruin him. The afternoon sun scorched the crumbling walls of the house as Leona stumbled barefoot onto the dusty road, tears cutting silent trails down her cheeks. One hand clutched the strap of her worn bag, the other cradled her swollen belly. Behind her, the front door slammed with finality. "You filthy girl, get out of my house. You've disgraced everything." Joram's voice rang out like thunder, filled with hatred. He hadn't asked questions. He hadn't listened. He hadn't even looked at her. Really looked. His rage had spoken louder than truth. Now at just 16, Leona stood alone in the dirt, dressed in a thin cotton gown, no shoes, no money. Only the unborn child inside her, and a secret that could destroy everything. But Joram had no idea. Leona had called that house home since she was 5. Her mother died young, and Joram, her stepfather, had taken her in, but never with love. He didn't hit her, but his silence was colder than any slap. No birthday candles, no school after age 10, just chores, commands, and eyes that never softened the BY12. Leona had started sneaking into the town library during her errands. She wasn't running away, just escaping. Books became her sanctuary. But one day, her life changed in the most unexpected place. The dusty archives beside the library. While cleaning there, she knocked over a forgotten crate and watched envelopes spill across the floor. They were old letters addressed to someone named Alora. The name made her chest tighten. She read them. They spoke of a raid, of a mother losing her baby in the chaos, and of someone taking that child. The last envelope held a photo, a tired-looking woman cradling a newborn, a cloth bracelet tied to the baby's ankle that Leona's heart pounded. She looked down at her own ankle. The faded fabric she had worn all her life. It matched. That night, she returned and took the letters. She didn't tell a soul, not even Miko, the kind boy who sat beside her behind the chicken coop when she cried. He never pushed, never pried. He just sat, and in that quiet, something tender bloomed between them. Not rebellion, comfort, connection. But then she missed her period. Before she could tell Miko, Joram found the letters. She still didn't know how. The next morning, he was waiting, eyes blazing, the box of secrets in his hands. "Where did you get these?" he growled. "I was just cleaning." "You went digging where you shouldn't." He hurled the letters into the fire. Leona screamed. "They were about my reel. I set out." She didn't finish coughing before the door slammed shut behind her. Now she stood in the fading light, dazed. Her body trembled, but her mind was sharp. The letters had revealed more than a mystery. They held the truth Joram was terrified of, that he hadn't saved her, he had stolen her. The baby mentioned in the letters, the one taken during a rural hospital raid, had been handed to a man tied to local authorities. A man named Joram Umbeck. Her stepfather to Leona's worn birth certificate, the village silence about her past, the hidden anger in Joram's eyes. It all made sense now. The shame wasn't hers. It was his. She had no evidence now, but she had purpose. Somewhere, someone knew the truth that Leona walked, and she didn't look back. She arrived in a town she'd only heard about in whispers. No one knew her face there. That was a blessing. She slept behind a shuttered tailor shop, her belly heavy, her spirit fragile. On the second day, hunger made her collapse in front of a busy clinic. A woman selling bread saw her fall and rushed over. Her name was Miriam. Miriam fed her, gave her a place to rest, and, most importantly, offered her safety. For days, Leona didn't speak. But Miriam wasn't just kind. She was also a nurse. Gently, she asked, "Where's your family, child?" That question broke the dam. Leona told her everything. The pregnancy, the fire, the stolen letters, the name Elora, and a man who had raised her on lies. Miriam didn't dismiss her. She picked up her phone and said, "Let me call someone." The man who answered was named David, a journalist. And he listened. He didn't hear just a girl's sorrow. He heard a story that could shake the village to its core. Leona mentioned a name, Inspector Tumalo. David dug through old files and uncovered sealed court documents about a missing baby girl taken during a blackout in a rural hospital. That same hospital? Joram once worked there as a night shift maintenance man. The missing mother? Elora Ndlovu. She had filed reports, begged for help, but was ignored. Until now, DNA tests were run. Samples matched. Leona wasn't Joram's burden. She was his secret. Joram had faked paperwork and claimed Leona was abandoned. His new wife, unaware, accepted the child. But after she died, Joram's guilt turned to resentment. And that resentment nearly buried Leona. David's article went viral. Investigations reopened. Joram was arrested after police showed him a photo of the cloth bracelet, the one Leona still wore. His face drained of color. It was over. Weeks later, Leona gave birth to a beautiful baby girl. Healthy, strong, with soft eyes. She named her Elora, after the mother she never knew. Miriam stood by her hospital bed, holding her hand. "You're not alone anymore." David reached out to the real Elora. The reunion wasn't immediate. It took time, trust, and courage. But eventually, they met under a jacaranda tree beside the clinic. Leona handed over her daughter. Elora's hands trembled as she held the baby. "She has your nose," the woman whispered, crying. "But your strength." "She's ours now," Leona replied softly. Leona never returned to the village. She didn't need to. She stayed with Miriam, training as a nurse's assistant. She made it her mission to help girls like her, young, silenced, but not broken. The clinic grew, so did her daughter. And some mornings, Leona would pause, staring out at the sunrise over the hills, whispering to herself, "You tried to bury me, but you didn't know I was a seed." Years later, a new girl came to the clinic, bruised, scared, and silent, just as Leona had once been. Leona took her hand gently and smiled. "You're safe now," she said. "You're not broken." The girl looked at her, eyes wide, then nodded, because the ones who've been hurt the most are often the ones who heal others the best. If this story moved you, give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for more emotional, powerful stories that inspire and stir the soul. And tell us, where in the world are you watching from? We'd love to hear from you. Until next time, stay kind, stay strong, and never stop believing in your truth.